Hello friends and welcome to another Bluebird Art Studios drawing video. My name is Miss Emma and today we'll be making a Van Gogh drawing with oil pastels. For this project all you're going to need is a selection of oil pastels and a black piece of paper. Let's get started. So firstly we're going to chart out some of the basic lines for our drawing. I'm going to start by drawing our horizon line. There's going to be two hills in this landscape, one that starts right here and curls up and another one right behind it. Just like this. Then we'll add two more lines right here on the right side of our landscape and one on the left. Now we'll use some curved lines to make a bush-like shape in the left-hand corner of our drawing that curls down into the bottom of the paper. Moving on to our sky, we'll create a few more of these cloud-like shapes. I'll do one on the right, varying the size of the curved lines to make it realistic, and one on the left. Now going slowly, we're going to draw a circle right here. Take your time and use small light lines to do this. And once you're happy with your circle, you can darken the line a little bit to make it more visible. Now we're going to draw some of the signature swirls. Start right here, curl it down, back up, and into itself. We're going to create our second line going with the movement of the first swirl. So I'm going to curl it down like this and around like that. Now we can move on to the actual coloring. Since oil pastels can be a little easy to smudge, we're going to start coloring the sky and the background before we do the foreground. I'm starting with my white so that we can have very bright colors around the star. A good tip for using your oil pastels to color with these kinds of drawings is to make almost chunky lines, because for this artwork, the goal is to mimic the look of a paintbrush or a brush stroke. So these short, thick lines are perfect to achieve that effect. So this is not going to be the only star in our drawing. We're going to add a few more just all around the sky. For these smaller ones, I just start off by coloring in a circle and then making these little marks all around it like this. Since we still have the white in our hand, we can start making some lighter marks in the spirals and the movement of the sky as well. And we want these bursts of color to be spread out a little bit randomly on the sky and the background, but we do want them to follow the movement that we're creating with our spirals. Even the stars here are going to create movement. We'll keep kind of circling around them and let these lines meet each other and form new directions just like this. After we've covered a lot of our background with this white, we're going to move on to our yellow. We'll focus this color around the stars, using the same technique that we used for the white. Remember to pay a lot of attention to the movement of your lines as you draw. After this, I'm layering on a few more highlights with the whites. Then we'll move on to our blues. For this, just go alongside the white lines that you've made on the background, still following that movement, placing them somewhat randomly around the paper. Now we'll move on to our dark blue and do the same process. As you color in with your blues, you can also use your blue pastel to go in on the yellow of the stars, using some curved lines to blend between the stars and the background of the sky itself. Now I'm going in with just a bit of black to blend between any harsh lines between our oil pastels and the black paper. As we've done for every other step of this artwork, make sure to follow the movement of the sky as you do this. And the last step for our sky is to add just a few more highlights now that we've added in all of our colors. This way the white can pop through on top of the colors instead of blending them together. Make sure our stars have a lot of light, just making curved lines that encircle them, but then also bringing this outward as well. And it's alright, it's actually good if it's not completely blended in the background. This style of art is meant to give us an impression of what the sky looks like, not a fully realistic sky. Now we can move on to the foreground. I'll start with a green for the bushes right here, and again just follow the movement of the lines that we've already made. I'll use the same kind of technique here and do the same on the other bushes. And we'll do the same thing with a darker green. After the dark green, we'll add a little bit of highlight and saturation with our yellow. For our foreground, I'm going to begin doing a bit of a base with a brown pastel, and it's always okay to have a little bit of black showing through for this project. Now we'll switch back to a green and do the same process. And some yellow. Now we'll move on to the front bush. Again, starting with our light green and our dark, and last but not least, the yellow. After you finish this step, we are done with our drawing. Thanks for watching, creative friends! Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you've had fun creating this masterpiece with me. We'd love to see what you've created, so feel free to share your art with us. See you next time, and stay artsy!